possibly be
normal talks?
talking about normal things and normal stuff.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good. Well,
We
the other
do
one
that.
well, that's primarily what we do.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and open another beer so I don't have to move.
This is a good idea.
Yeah.
Is everybody more or less strapped in otherwise?
I'm not strapped in. We don't need like a seat belt.
I didn't bring the equipment for that sort of thing.
Yeah. If you head over to Leonard and Leopold's podcast, though, they have that everywhere. They're always strapped in somewhere.
I can't even do this.
Oh.
This is how every show goes. I just put my head on the mic and cry.
We get to that point, yeah.
Is everyone comfortable?
Yep.
Okay.
So you're not worried about like incidental noises?
No, I love it.
No, make as many noises as you want.
So this is Jason.
Hello.
This is Jason. Hi, Jason.
Hi, Jason.
Hello, everyone.
I don't know if we've introduced ourselves in recent episodes.
No one needs to know
Who are
I am.
you?
I'm Nathan.
You're Nathan.
I don't care if anyone knows who I am, though. I just don't.
Your apathy is bullshit. You care so much.
I care none. Zero caring right here.
Maybe I'm the one that doesn't care because I always talk about how I do care.
That doesn't make any sense.
Mysterious like that.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. All right.
I don't think anyone really gives any fucks about who you guys are.
No.
No
At this
one
point,
gives you
I
a
don't-
fuck at
I
all.
don't
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Did you
No.
introduce yourself?
I don't want to.
What? You made me.
Exactly.
It's all on my shoulders now.
Well,
this whole podcast.
You just carry it. I carried last episode pretty hard, I have to say.
Wow.
Just kidding.
Wow. Well, okay then.
The mood is right now.
I'll just.
There's animosity all over the room.
I guess I'll just head out and
Okay.
let you record your podcast in my house. Let me know when you're done.
I'm just kidding. Oh, all right. Well, as usually, we have no agenda
None.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
And that usually works out for the best.
But just for the podcast, like you personally have agendas.
No,
You
not
just-
really.
I think,
No.
maybe
I'm generally an agenda-free kind of guy.
aspirations. Do you have aspirations? I have a few things I care about.
I care
Yeah.
about some things.
I want to be a star someday.
That's not one of them.
You probably also don't want to hear me ever do that again.
No, actually, that is one of them. That's all I want to hear.
I feel like aspirations is a nice word for agenda. That's like the hopeful.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna have because everyone has an agenda. Like,
Right.
That's true.
And aspirations is like, yeah, I aspire for, all.
So you're
Manner
saying
of things.
I
That when
thought
people-
of a bunch of things that were horrible. Just
when
now.
people are talking about like the liberal agenda, it's
Yeah.
the liberal aspirations. If you're
Oh, I like
liberal,
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
or
Exactly.
like Hitler's agenda. It was
Yeah.
Hitler's
I was gonna say
aspiration to
his
wipe out
aspirations.
every
So the Nazis
group he doesn't
Yeah.
like.
had an
Yeah.
agenda. The
Well,
hippies
they had an
had
aspiration.
aspirations.
Yeah,
Wait.
they did. They aspired for lofty goals.
Are
They
we
had
doing
very
a
lofty
marketing
goals.
campaign for the Nazis now? Is that what this show is turning into?
No, not at this point. We'll see how desperate we get later on
we'll get
for
deeper in.
listeners.
Yeah,
Please.
I think Henry Ford's going to start to like this podcast.
Oh my God, we talked about Henry Ford last
Oh, did
time.
you?
You don't even know.
Accidental callback.
That's right.
Nah.
Yeah.
It's my favorite things when those things happen. And we talked about that. We talked about Native Americans. This is probably the most interesting thing to talk about is what we talked about last time. We'll just
Do we need to
bullet point.
start just having like a half-hour recap every podcast?
That'll be super interesting for me because I have no fucking idea what you guys talked about the last time because I was not allowed to listen to.
Yeah.
Privy.
Yeah.
previous
Why did you
podcasts.
not let him hear them?
It was just pure
We have
pure
a
failure.
guest on the show,
Pure failure.
and you don't give him any episodes.
Well,
See-
I'm kind of happy though at the same time. If you guys were going to do like a 30-minute recap, then I would be pissed. But because I have no idea what your other podcasts are
Well,
about,
let's
I
start
can
with
just-
episode 1. So,
And so it began. A dramatic beginning to
Yes.
an even more dramatic end.
Very true.
Well, we already even talked about what we wanted you to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The whole impetus for having you on was to talk about something
Yeah.
that
yeah.
we enumerated pretty well, but I'd love to have your take on this
Sure.
situation. This is interesting.
Yeah, so I frequently will go to the bathroom, drop a deuce numerous times in a day. So
I can't even stand it right now.
so I had different names that I've named the frequency of said shits. So the first one I don't really have a name for, and this is also I can communicate to my wife, by the way. So I can send her a text message so she has like no one else will know what it means. And now the secret's revealed, but I could send her a text, and her coworkers would have no idea why I'm sending her a picture of Michael Jordan, for instance. So the first poop really doesn't get to have a name because it's just too normal and boring. That everyone takes a shit at least once a day.
Hopefully.
I hope. Yeah.
If you're not, that's a problem.
Show of
Yeah.
hands if you haven't.
I cannot remember the last
Is that
time.
today?
Maybe today.
Really?
Do you need to
Do you need like a?
go to the hospital?
Can we just pause for 20 minutes? I mean,
I did have a.
Absolutely.
I had a friend in high school that he was traveling, I believe, out west. I think he was going to L.A. and he was constipated. I don't know if I believe his story, but he tells me that he went to the bathroom at a truck stop, and he was so constipated that all he had on him was his keys, and so he stuck his key in his butt to try to dig out the turd. Oh yeah, it's a painful.
Oh, that's brutal.
Painful thing.
Oh my
I don't want to believe him, but that's what he told me.
wow.
Yeah, Brandon.
Brandon.
That's his name. Yeah.
He'll
No
be on
last
next
names.
episode.
Yeah.
There we go.
Brandon, you have an interesting story. I want to know if your ass is okay.
I don't.
Yeah. No, you don't. I hope it was like a Volvo key or Volkswagen key that's long and
the-
smooth, kind of, not like a house key. That's
Yeah. Like my Volvo key, it's plastic.
Yeah.
There's no rough
Yeah.
edge.
A house key is like a sawzall for your butt. You don't want that.
I'm thinking about a Prius key that's just sort of flat.
Yeah.
You know, or you could.
I don't recall what he was driving at the time, but I'm sure it was not fun. So the deuce is just like the number 2. The second time you go, it's just a deuce. It's kind of boring too, because I feel like going twice in a day is also pretty normal. I mean, it doesn't have to be like solid like both times, but you're gonna have a little nug or something that comes out.
It's
the second
possible.
time.
I love
It's
how
frequent.
We're getting into the minutia pretty quick.
Yeah.
I like that.
And the original name was the Michael Jordan, which was taking the deuce number 2, and you're going 3 times. So the number 23 was the famous Air Jordan. Not to disrespect the man, because he was a very talented athlete. He had good ball control, and he probably shits 2 or 3 times a day.
I
hopefully.
wonder how,
least.
I wonder his
Yeah.
frequency is.
Yeah,
Call him up.
I'm sure he goes like a champion.
I'm sure he does.
Always a slam dunk.
Yeah,
Oh, was that reaching a little bit?
he's probably got his own names for all of his poops.
He's got a Jason.
Yeah. Air Jordan is a fart with a little slough poop that comes out. I don't know, for instance.
Holy shit. So 4.
4 is the Kiefer. So you're going to number 2 4 times, so 24.
Like the television show.
Yeah.
Dun, dun.
Yeah.
It's an intense show.
Yeah, and so I will just send a picture of like Keith. There's actually a picture of Kiefer Sutherland with his pants off at a bar, just like sitting like in a booth.
That sounds right.
No pants. And that's one of my favorites to send to her because we know that's our code.
Do you have a backlog of these pictures that you just keep handy in case?
Oh no, I just search
Okay,
for them every
okay.
time. So I'll literally open up Safari on my phone, and I'll see the last thing that I searched was like Kiefer taking a shit or like 24 TV show toilet. There's Michael Jordan inspirational speeches. And so, because those are my favorites.
Like him in a suit or something. Like
Yeah, I like the ones with the quotes next to it that are like, don't ever quit or something like that. You know, like it just adds more meaning
just
to
keep
the
going.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah, just do it. For instance, yeah. The Kiefer. There's not as many good pictures. There's a lot of pictures of Michael Jordan that I can send. The Kiefer it's pretty impressive, but there's not as many good pictures to send. Because I mean, 4 times is
very respectable.
Yeah, that's a feat, really.
Yeah. At what point do we get to a problem? That's my question.
Well, yeah, I'll get to that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
There's a number labeled for that.
There's a number in mind.
All right.
Where it can be problematic.
Okay.
There's the quarter life crisis, which is going 2 times. Sorry, going number 2 5 times. So
2-5.
Yeah, 25.
That adds up.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So I've played. I've sent a clip of the John Mayer song.
I was hoping you did.
What is that song?
The first thing he came out with.
Yeah,
right?
it was.
Like,
I want to run through the halls. Georgia, why Georgia, why, or something
like that. Yeah.
It's okay if I know that song name.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Don't judge
It's
me.
all right. Yeah. The first record's fine.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
It's fine.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk too much about John Mayer.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
We'll save that for our John Mayer themed podcast.
Right.
Yeah.
It's called Continuums.
It's great.
And yeah, so that's the quarter life crisis. That's about all you can really send is that John Mayer song.
Yeah.
I mean, you can send like a birthday candle. It says 25.
I like this so much.
Yeah. And then there's the Obamacare, which is taking a shit 6 times, so it's 26, which is the official age where you have to get off of your parents' health insurance.
Right.
So,
Very good.
We were debating when we brought this up if this could be codified as a sport or not, because there's effort involved.
I think it's as much a sport as NASCAR.
That was what you established. Yeah.
just taking shits?
Yeah.
They're just driving a car really fast in a circle.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't read while they're doing that.
That's true.
Yeah.
So maybe it is recreation because you can multitask.
You
with
can
this.
certainly multitask.
Yeah.
I've seen people I haven't seen people. I've heard of people. Hopefully I haven't seen people with laptops. They'll take their laptop into the toilet.
I'll freely admit that I've done that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of lap control.
Yeah, I'm not that dedicated to anything. It's a lot of work to carry the laptop in there. Plus, my battery doesn't stay alive very long, so I'd have to bring the whole charger.
How long are you
too.
taking shits for?
3-4 hours.
Yeah.
Man.
I like to just camp out for a weekend.
Okay. Yeah.
He's got a tiny little grill he puts beside him, and he gets that
Sweet.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like hibachi.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going in, it's coming out, it's flowing.
Get your put some shiitake mushrooms on there.
Oh, we're off to such a good start. So we talked about. Have you ever achieved 7?
I don't know that I have. At 26, usually the devil's onion ring is a little bit sore, so you have a hard time. Like you need those moist wipes. Like I'm sure if you would probably rob them from your child if you needed to
all the time.
Yeah. Because there's a chance of massive hemorrhoids at that point.
Yeah.
So no, I don't know that I have achieved 27.
Okay. Well, if you do,
yeah,
we have an idea.
I'll send some pics.
Send some pics.
Yeah.
And we have an idea for it.
It's a very good idea.
Nathan's birthday is on the 27th of the month.
Oh, nice.
My birthday is on the 27th of the month. So if
7 times is the sushi jackknife.
It's a sushi jackknife because it has no other meaning.
I like it.
That's the only thing it means now.
It will never happen, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
if
it can't.
does,
I believe in you.
If it does.
I don't know that anyone's ever told me that they've taken a shit 7 times. I don't know. Maybe I have. I just didn't count them. But
Yeah.
I believe in you.
I think
I
babies
definitely
do
they might.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can count their poops. Because meconium, that's not even a real poop. It's just
That's-
black
yeah.
tar.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Maybe that
bad.
is a real
That's
poop.
bad stuff.
The rest of their poops are just yellow, right?
For a while.
Yeah.
It's you can almost do a color wheel.
It's like liver failure yellow, right?
Yeah, it's Hep C yellow.
This is another reason I don't want kids right now, by the way.
So the first thing that happens is
It's like
what he's
baby
talking
custard.
about. Yeah, oh yeah, it is. The first thing he's talking about is just literally like newborns. It's like a tar. Like you have
Don't
this.
the nurses change it for you, or they'll take care of it?
They
Yeah.
will. Not always.
They will do that for my child.
If you want them to.
I will. Yes.
Yeah, you just have to slip her.
You
a
will
little
take care of this,
$50.
please.
This is for you, ma'am.
Yeah.
How much is it going to take for me to get this meconium out of the diaper? I want to get you into this meconium
I need to get this
quickly.
kid circumcised.
I don't even know if I'm
and
saying
his
it
ass
right.
cleaned.
Is it meconium or myconium?
It's
It's one of those. One of those. Okay.
My mind goes straight to Marconi. The
It's not the same thing.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Not the same thing at all.
No.
Don't ever Google it. That's something you should only
Go
see
ahead,
once
Google
when it's your.
Wikipedia.
If you're going to Wikipedia that, make sure you're not at work while you do it. I feel like the people checking up on your computer would start worrying about you a little bit.
Or at least make sure you're not on the Wi-Fi network.
Well, that's true. I mean, you can do it on your phone.
Yeah. It's a safe
Don't
way
do
to
it on
go.
your phone.
Don't.
You'll still get in trouble.
But yeah, so the first is just that. It's a sticky, horrible tar, and then there's like a seed stage where there's like little bits in it, and then there's a yellow, and then progressively you get to something that resembles more like human shit. Yeah,
You should see Nathan's face right now. It's
pretty fun.
It is pretty.
I don't like
I
any.
cannot handle this conversation.
And where we are
I
right
don't like
now,
it at all.
What if I shit on a tree one time when I was younger? I was like 16.
No, that's fine.
my
for
friend
you.
did that too. Yeah,
Yeah.
he stood up and
I don't want to have to picture the fact that someday I may have to clean
You don't
any
have-
of
that's
this
why
up.
you have the nurse. I'm saying.
yeah.
Well, I won't always have a nurse though there to.
Yeah,
You
that's
could-
true.
dream big, buddy. You
Yeah,
have to,
you can
find a way to bring her home.
You get super rich one day.
Are you suggesting I kidnap the nurse on the way out of the hospital?
I'm not suggesting anything.
It sounds like that's what you're suggesting.
So now my son is 15 months. Today, actually, he's 15 months today. Happy month a day, buddy. It's like in the morning, it's like in little balls, and then it gets normaler throughout the day. But in the morning, it's these little, and they're always like rolling around, and you're like, how do I juggle all these little shit balls? And
like little rabbit pellets.
yeah.
Baby
Little-
pellets.
Like marbles.
From the size of a marble to the size of a quarter, like
I've seen
circumference.
marbles the size of quarters. So
Yeah.
yeah.
a shooter marble.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the sound of my thumb. But yeah, that's where he's at now. That's where he's at these days. I feel like this is a nice segue into talking about wives, and you guys are both looking at me.
Oh yeah.
Is that because
Yeah.
I'm talking?
Sorry.
Yeah, you were talking.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Good.
That's what you do. It's polite to look at the person who's talking.
I didn't know if I had done something wrong, or maybe I had.
I mean, you're
an
talking
egg-
a lot about your child's feces, but
an egg
that's
on my
okay.
face. And I promised the listeners that
I
this
like that the
won't-
segue was going to be. We're talking about my child's little tiny marble shits. Let's talk about our wives now. All right? Let's go straight from marble shits to our wives.
If you could only see my outlines for these shows, you would be amazed.
I don't think you have an outline, do you? Mentally, just up there.
There's something.
Well, you do a lot more planning than I do.
I have photos this week, even.
You have photos.
I have photos to talk about, yeah.
Are we talking about that now, or
No, we're gonna
wives
talk
now?
about our
'Cause I
wives.
really want to talk about.
I want to talk about what your wife is doing today. We have wife stories tonight.
Yeah.
Where's your wife?
Currently,
Where's Tanae?
she is on her way to meet a group of friends so that they can go to a gay bar for the dancing and carousing that happens at a gay bar.
I heard this was a rave.
No,
It's not a rave?
no.
Okay.
It's kind of a rave every night on Church
Yeah, I mean,
Street,
it's
though.
as
It's
much.
as much of a rave as it
Yeah.
usually is?
Yeah.
There's Molly and there's dancing to techno music, and it's. I don't know about your
This
wife
is
and Molly.
a paint party,
What
which
is that?
means there's paint involved in some fashion.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know.
I think rave is the same thing as a gay bar, but like
Yeah,
not
they go
a
together.
bear bar, but like yeah, bear bars are completely different. That's where you smoke and watch football, and just hope for the best.
I could go there.
Oh yeah, we all fit in there.
You could, yeah.
I would love to go there and watch some football.
Yeah, they watch like NASCAR, and I don't want to watch. That's not sport. Well, I mean, I know it's not a sport.
That's not sport.
You wouldn't want to go to the redneck bear bar. You want
Right.
to go to the regular bear bar,
Right.
Yeah,
I don't know if I think they're all rednecks.
Really?
I think so. Yeah. Well, down here they are.
I feel like we should do an investigative report because I have no
seems
context
like a lot
for
of
any
work.
this.
I don't think there's any like bearded hipster bear bars in Nashville. I'm sure there are in other places, but
Portland definitely has a bearded
there's
hipster
its
bear
own
bar.
scene. I was in Washington D.C. with my wife,
What?
and there was
my mic.
Mute your mic?
Yeah, it's falling lower and lower.
Oh, okay.
And I don't want everyone to hear.
Well, all right.
Oh, I thought it would make a terrible.
Clamp that thing down over there. They're just hearing me talk about what you're doing instead of hearing me
sounds
say
like a
It was
microphone stand
clamped.
dolphin.
There we go. These we roll with the
That's
oldest,
the noise I didn't want everyone to
shittiest
hear.
equipment. That noise is one of the first noises to appear on this show.
I think
It's like episode 1. It's like the first thing you hear is it going.
I think you've listened to these episodes a little bit too much.
I have.
I mean, I'm okay
a bit
with
of an
it.
encyclopedia
One of us has
going.
to.
Yeah. Well, I edit them, and so
And I listen to them when you're done and
That's
go,
right.
yeah, that was okay.
you're the producer. I'm the workhorse. Really. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We don't know what your role will be quite yet.
I don't think I have one. I was saying that about the bear bar thing. My wife and I were in Washington D.C. and just walking around, and there was all these like crazy bars. Like you can go get ice cream and get a beer at the same time, which we did.
I like that.
I don't know that ice cream and beer really don't mix unless you actually mix them, like a beer float, which is delicious. But they had like crazy like yogurt where you could put a bunch of sprinkles on it and games, and like all the people that were there were just college kids. And we finally found this one bar where there was like people outside smoking, and it looked like you shouldn't go in there. And I was like, "This looks cool. This looks like a questionable bar that I might like to go to." And we walk in there, and it's just a black bear bar.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh. Whoa.
So there's a lot of African American guys, homosexual dudes in there, and
Burly.
Were you
Yeah.
Were you welcomed in?
I think so. I mean, it's not like I didn't live there. I was just visiting, so it was
Right.
a little bit strange.
You didn't move in.
Yeah, I had no idea what I was getting into.
You had a visitor's pass.
I was hoping that they wouldn't get into me, and
Right.
so they had. It was cash only, so when you went in, they had this like questionable ATM machine, and that was my first clue, and the fact that there was no women, but the ATM as you walk in, I was like, all right, cash only, here we go. But
Yeah.
it was fine. We had a good time. We had a couple of drinks, and we're like, all right, we're not trying to accomplish anything here, obviously. So
When you said questionable ATM, I thought you were going to say that there was like a joystick penis on the ATM or something.
I wish there would have been, because
That would be very
that would have been
That would be very questionable.
yeah, it would have been a very good clue.
That would have got
Yeah.
you out of there even
I would have
faster.
known.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't. I would have gone in
You
there
would've-
still.
yeah,
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 I still
yeah.
would have.
Yeah.
Still would have gone in to have a beer, but
Yeah, so she's at a paint party.
You know that someone's gonna.
There's going to be paint.
I can't. I hope I'm here when she gets back. I know I won't be. But
You won't be here.
I want to see the result of this.
Basically, this is all because I refuse to dance.
Okay.
Because as previously mentioned on the podcast, if I dance, I burn forever in a lake of fire. So-
Right, because you grew
Right.
up Nazarene.
And she did too, but clearly she's not concerned about eternal damnation. So
she's chosen to dance
Yeah,
that lake of
yeah.
fire with a bunch of gay guys.
right, it's the worst.
Who,
It's
in the
worst
eyes
idea.
of this religion, I would say are also pretty good
Yeah.
candidates
Plus,
for
we
that
hate
lake of
paint.
fire.
Nazarenes hate paint.
They don't like paint?
They're
No
against it.
colors?
All paint is off.
The only color is
Is natural.
natural.
Yeah, we like to just hang sheetrock and just leave it there.
Oh, God. If you want to stretch it, you can take some dirt from outside and rub it.
If you
upon the
want.
wall. Only God's colors.
Right.
Do
It's-
you paint
it's
with all
not-
the colors of the mountain?
It's not bad, like if you're in Oklahoma and you have the red dirt to rub on the walls.
Kind of get a little
But-
Mark Rothko thing going
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
It's not great in the desert. Sand
No,
doesn't stick.
it doesn't stick.
So basically, your wife's hanging out with like gay Kevin Bacon and Sherwin Williams all at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We cover the world.
Yeah. That is.
Tonight it's We Cover Today.
Yeah.
That's a hard time.
I applaud you.
For not dancing?
Well, there's that, for standing by your values.
No, it's not my values.
Yeah.
I'm very white. Like, every stereotype about white people not having rhythm and not being able to dance, they made that stereotype for me.
Got it.
I can't do it. It's very bad.
You don't move.
No.
Do you know where your hips are?
I do know where they are. They're located somewhere between my knees and armpits.
But you don't know how to activate them.
No.
Okay.
I can sit down.
You probably don't have much hips. I mean, most slender, emo-ish white guys. Not to call you emo, but you're slightly emo.
Did you just call me slender?
You're slender.
That's nice.
He likes that.
Oh.
He's working a program.
Oh, really?
I'm getting fit.
Nice.
He's getting
Fit.
bent.
That's not it.
It's not it at all.
That's not the same thing.
Does your wife encourage the program?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
She wants those hard abs and
see. If you had been privy to the podcast before this, you would know all about the diet.
Damn it. Okay, I'm sorry. God.
the last thing I heard was the diaphragm option, and then you started laughing.
The diaphragm option.
You would know.
I'm familiar with that. As someone who doesn't want to have another child at the moment.
Nice.
Moving on.
You would know about the diet that we're on.
Oh, the diet that we're on.
Yeah.
Got it.
There's a lot of blending and juices.
There's a NutriBullet.
There's a NutriBullet.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds dangerous.
It's a very nutritious bullet.
Is that like a nutritious enema that you...
It's
suppository, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The least fun way to eat.
Seriously, this is the shittiest way that you can eat.
I really want this sandwich. I have to shove it up my ass.
Let's get it up there. Backwards eating.
I don't know if your sandwich ours.
Let's hope it's a hoagie. You know,
or something with some au jus.
Yeah, a little moistness.
Yeah.
You don't want like a New York style Cat's Delicatessen pastrami sandwich that's as big as your face.
And you don't want...
Actually, I do want that, but just not up my butt.
You don't want like rough wheat whole grain bread either.
Yeah.
You're gonna want the white bread.
Gonna want the white bread.
No buckwheat.
No. And the tomatoes might be a little acidic.
Yeah, anything with like little seeds in it is off. That's not going to be good. That's just going to leave a mess everywhere.
Yeah. Is this the number 2 at Subway? The foot-long number 2?
You know, I heard they're on sale this month.
I don't even know.
$5.
Is there I think they change up what the number 2 is.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it's the cold cut combo.
I want to say sometimes it's the Italian BMT maybe.
It just depends on what you get. They change their menu too often. It's not very consistent. Like McDonald's, you just go and get French fries and a hamburger, and it's always the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't ever go to McDonald's, but I know what their menu is.
Yeah.
I think everyone knows what their menu is.
It hasn't changed since the 80s when we were all children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Subway's always trying to like mix up their booger meat and just like, we're going to put this booger meat with some different seasonings and then put it on the sandwich. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I feel like Taco Bell is the same 5 ingredients.
Well, that's all Mexican food,
just
though.
packaged differently. Yeah.
That's all Mexican food.
All Mexican food?
I worked in a Mexican restaurant.
You're kind of an expert on this.
Let me tell you how this works.
Everybody, just give him your attention for a minute.
At a Mexican restaurant, you have 3 meats, you have beans, you have rice. However, whatever you order is some combination of those 5 things and some vegetables. That's it.
I think you're lucky if you get vegetables.
Yeah, I mean,
if you consider lettuce a vegetable,
and some
Sauteed
questionable
onions.
tomatoes, and
there's more meats though. I mean, they have shrimp and fish.
Depending
and
where you go.
octopus. Yeah, La Hacienda is where I went tonight. I had catfish.
We were talking about this. That's great.
Yeah.
catfish.
Yeah. And how did they prepare the catfish?
Filet a la Diabla.
Filet?
So it's a fried catfish fillet, 2 of them, $10.99, and they put like a super spicy sauce on it.
That sounds
It
great.
is so delicious.
And I just want to mention La Hacienda, President Obama.
I was going to say.
That's right.
Historic
Obama certified.
La Hacienda.
It's
Thanks,
officially
Obama.
okay.
Yep. 26. So I'm just worried for Tanae's safety. Are you worried for her safety?
No.
She
has
she
has
do
a
this
gang of
periodically?
people with her.
Okay.
Not really.
I'm just wondering.
Are you worried about a bunch of fairy gay guys raping Tanae at a gay bar at Church Street?
I don't know what I'm worried about.
It's the safest place in the world for a
woman?
female. Yeah.
That's
why
true.
they're going there to dance.
Because it's safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have
Is that
any.
why this happens?
You don't want to go to 2nd Avenue and go
Yeah.
like upstairs at a
that's good
dance
point.
club.
Yeah, that's true. That quickly turns into
You'll get roofied and
no time.
yeah.
Yeah. Who wants to be Nashville roofied? If you're going to get
No
roofied,
one
you want
does.
to be New York roofied or LA
Yeah.
roofied.
Somewhere
Are the
more
roofies
fun.
better there?
I think you'll end up somewhere nicer at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our hotels are not as nice as they're actually. We have some pretty nice hotels, but
But you might end up at like the
You might end up at the Omni here.
Yeah.
Or you might end up at that pay by the hour hotel.
Yeah.
oh god,
Just outside of
with the free
The city
adult
limit.
movies included.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right by Nashville porch swings. Isn't that something?
Oh yeah.
I wonder if they have like layaway at the by the hour. Hotels. Like if you could I want to pay $5 a month on this room,
Right.
and see if I can get it for like 5 hours of just crazy tantric sex with a prostitute.
Just reserve it ahead
Yeah.
of time.
Yeah.
Maybe there's like a punch card where after
I hope
like
so.
12
Your 20
hours
time
you
is
get a free.
Yeah, it's like
I
the
like
free
that.
Subway sandwich.
Yeah, you're a frequent flyer.
No, so I'm not concerned.
Okay, well, good. I'm glad. I was more. I guess the question I really wanted to ask is this something she just needs to do periodically? Is this
Girls just gotta dance.
girls just gotta have
They
fun?
gotta dance.
Girls.
I'm assuming your wife is younger. I mean,
No,
She's
actually,
older than
then-
me.
Yeah.
yeah, younger than me though. I assume, like 26, 27,
Nope.
No, 30.
30.
30.
Yeah.
Nice.
Big 3-0.
Wow.
She's living La Vida. Something.
Yeah.
Something, yeah.
Living La Vida Trenta.
Okay.
Living the 30 life.
30.
Sounds good to me. Yeah, so it'll be just an event.
Well, I'm happy for her then.
Yeah.
I was just like,
She'll enjoy it,
Yeah.
and then I don't have to dance. I can successfully go through at least another year of our marriage without having to dance.
all right.
Yeah. I have a plan here.
Well, that's admirable. Yeah, you have aspirations.
Basically, I need her to have friends that like to dance, so I never have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the female to male ratio?
In her group,
Yeah.
You can dance if you want to.
it's strongly female.
That's good.
There's one male who
I'm assuming he's not straight.
He fits in it. He goes to the bar regularly.
goes- okay.
We'll say it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what
He's
you,
a regular
that's
at
what you want.
play.
Yeah, that's a good ratio.
Yeah.
If you have a straight man going out with a bunch of girls to a gay
No.
bar, that makes no sense, and I would
Yeah.
not trust that person.
no,
Yeah,
that
that's
person's
creepy.
not to be trusted.
That's
Yeah.
why none of us were there.
Well, that and dancing.
Right. I mean, I don't mind being
I
a
was
fool
invited.
in front of people, so I will, because I can't dance either. I can't dance at all. Can you dance, Jason?
No.
Yeah.
I used to could dance when I
Prove
was.
it.
No, I can't. It
dare.
wouldn't matter if I proved. Yeah, look at me. I'm busting it up, man. Dancing
This
like a-
visual medium
yeah.
that is podcasting.
Everyone wants to see it.
Yeah.
No, I was in like show choir and I was in musicals and all that.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
So I used to could dance, but I don't. I just look stupid for an overweight mid-30s guy to dance. You just don't look. Yeah, it's kind of like pop music. Like you really just shouldn't do it unless you're in very good shape.
yeah.
And yeah, if you got to look the part because otherwise you just look like a fucking idiot. You know.
That's
Maybe
why.
No one wants to see Peter Griffin busting a move.
That's
Maybe
why
that's
my
my
band Pineapple Popsicle failed. Yeah.
Because no one could dance?
Well, because I was too old and too male to do what I was doing. Yeah.
What were you doing?
Those beats. Oh, I don't know. I just made all that up.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm getting a drink.
Yeah, do that. It's actually,
It's its own weird category.
well, most things with you are their own weird category.
That's true.
Yeah. These lights are so hot.
The lights are
The
hot?
lights are hot.
There's not a spotlight on you. This is just a normal kitchen light.
Besides-
You wired it into the house.
That's true. I did put up that light. Yeah.
Yeah, I think those are compact fluorescent light bulbs. So
it's not putting off heat, huh?
no, not really, not too much. I mean, it puts off a little bit.
Is this how the hand of God feels before he takes you?
It might be
Just hot on
yeah.
top of your head?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Or, yeah,
Brain
or just
tumor?
bad syphilis or something. I don't know.
It is flaring up right now.
Man, that is the worst.
Yeah.
Flared syphilis.
Flared.
It's painful.
That's not what
warm.
syphilis does.
I think it does give you a bad flu or something, probably, which would make you warm.
Didn't Hitler have syphilis? Isn't this a theory?
There's a lot of theories about Hitler.
When was that he had syphilis, though?
I don't know.
Yeah, he might have had syphilis.
And he got sort of disorganized towards the end of his life, you know?
Yeah, that could have been from all, like, the hating and killing of Jews, but I don't really know that for sure.
I mean, let's not oversell it. You're probably right, though.
I think that if it's not a theory, it should be now.
Okay.
So officially, Hitler had syphilis.
Okay, good.
How
good.
do you spell syphilis?
S-Y... I'm hearing some sort of interference.
Yeah, me.
Are we being invaded by aliens?
It could be the fact that I'm trying to look up syphilis on my phone right now. I think that's it. Oh, there it is.
Your syphilis is disturbing the show.
Yeah, it is.
Do we have photos?
I don't. No. I mean, I can get them. I'm sure.
Do you want photos of Hitler or of syphilis?
Click on the Hitler image.
I'm starting with syphilis
and moving to Hitler.
I just want to prove that you get a fever, but
I'm sure you do.
I don't. I'm not sure because I've never had syphilis.
If you get a
that I know
fever,
of.
I would assume that
if you
The
get a fever,
basics of syphilis. I'll read that.
when I have a fever, my first thought is I probably have the syphilis.
I got a fever, and the only thing that can cure it is more syphilis.
More syphilis medicine.
Because syphilis plus syphilis cancels out original syphilis.
Nah, it's not good math. You would be a terrible doctor.
Dr. Zevia.
Well, you got some cancer. Let's give you a little bit more cancer. Get that cancer out of there.
I got some radiation to expose you to, and we'll see how it goes from there.
Yeah.
Any luck?
It can cause severe cardiovascular problems.
Oh.
So I would think that that might lead to some sort of fever.
Fever.
But
So
I don't know.
you heard it here first. Hitler had syphilis and a fever.
Yeah.
Yep.
You should start with fever.
Yep.
If you're hearing this back in the 1930s.
Don't give him advice. Don't help him.
You know, the thing that sucks the most about the Hitler story is no one got to kill him. He got to kill himself. Someone should have been able to kill him.
And I'm sure that someone was really bummed out about it.
A lot of people.
Like that was all they wanted to do, and then that happened.
I saw this
Yeah.
great picture.
Come on.
Of the Allies invading Germany, like when they got to Berlin, and they're taking down the sign that literally says like Adolf Hitler Avenue, and they're putting up like Harry S. Truman Boulevard. You know, like.
You think it's still called that?
I hope so. That would be great.
I wonder if he. I mean, I've been to Germany. Have you guys been to Germany?
I have not been to Germany.
No.
I've only been to Bavaria, like to Munich, the south part, which is like the kind of like the polka capital. So it's sort of like being in like New Orleans or in the South almost. It's just kind of like the happy-go-lucky beer drinking
Part of Germany.
And so that doesn't really feel like Hitler at all. But apparently Berlin is very like cold and
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
It's very industrial looking.
very industrial, and it's a holdover from, I think, his regime where everyone was trusted. Like when you get on the subway, it's on the honor system. Like you don't actually have to. I guess you do have to pay, but you don't have to pay. You can just
No
get
one's
on.
watching you?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it's crazy.
That's really interesting.
You know, I just realized. I think every single episode of this,
We've talked
we've
about
mentioned
Germany.
that Germany is cold and very industrialized.
And all of our music sounds like this. We were in.
They're probably playing Hitler's music at your wife's rave tonight.
I think
Probably,
they are. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Just
Yeah.
a sample of
Sprockets are there. Just yeah, just playing a bunch of skin flute and techno drums, rocking it out.
They're definitely doing that. I have one of my friends. It was Kobe.
Okay.
Went to one of these bars one time, and somehow he was in a Spider-Man suit. Now, none of you know this man, but he would not strike you as being the kind of person who would end up in this situation. And he's very attractive. Like, I'm comfortable enough in my masculinity to say that he's a very attractive man. So he would have been super desirable.
Why was he
at that
wearing
place.
this?
I don't know. I don't remember this whole story, but he ended up at one of the gay bars in Nashville on Church Street, as we keep saying.
As we all do when wearing superhero costumes.
Right. I like to go as Thor. I don't quite fill out the chest,
Works.
you know.
As long as you
I'm
fill
sure
out
they're
the
okay
hammer,
with
if you know what I'm
Oh,
saying.
I can, that part I got down. Nobody can lift that thing except for. Wouldn't it suck if you were the only person that could pick up your penis? Like, just like Thor's hammer.
I think I might be the only person that picks up my penis, so I don't know
Anymore.
how unusual that is.
Oh, we're back. We're back. Have you guys ever heard of Helen, Georgia? Mm-mm. Have you ever heard of Helen? Helen is a little tourist attraction in like I think it's northwest or northeast Georgia. That is a little German town. Just in the middle of...
In Georgia.
Georgia, yeah. With, normal Georgia stuff around it and then little Germantown in the middle. It's all really touristy. And it's like,
It's in the north?
It's in the north, yeah.
Like off of 75?
It's not. No, you have to take a bunch of back roads to get there. But yeah, it's pretty far. Like I lived in North Georgia, and it was like an hour from where I lived. So it's deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you get there.
That's like banjo country, right?
Oh, totally banjo country.
That's
yeah.
sodomizing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Piggy,
Deliverance stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely out there.
Yeah.
But little Germantown in the middle of it, and they just do, and they have an Oktoberfest and everything. We went one year, and we had. The band at the Oktoberfest like dance hall was an Alpine punk band. It was kind of great. Like
that doesn't make any sense.
They yodeled and they played like loud guitar music. It was amazing.
I like that.
If you could imagine those two things together,
I can.
Yeah,
And I like it.
Okay, good. All right.
I put them together in my head.
And we ate sausages, and everyone was very happy.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like Bavaria, right? That's where all the stereotypical German things come from.
Yeah, all the happy parts of Germany. Yeah. It's almost Swiss, You got the sausage and the nice beer and clocks. They have clocks that like literally are like doing I don't know how you even call them, like the mechanical ones that do like cuckoos, and they have like whole scenes.
Right, that like come alive. Like I've watched the Rick Steves of this.
Yes.
So I sort of know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. They have the beer gardens, which is just a big park where you go and drink beer. And there was this one...
this sounds good.
One creek that ran through the beer gardens where there was people like surfing. Apparently there was enough current where they could kind of surf and
like on this little creek.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
And there was like boobies.
Oh,
some boobies.
I take back everything we've said about Germany.
Yeah.
Germany's the best.
Yeah,
and it's just everyone is drinking a thing the size of like this. I don't know. It's probably like 40 ounces that they're just drinking beer mixed with lemonade. And they mix it with lemonade because they like it, but also they can drink it all day long.
Oh.
They can
Is that like Radler?
Maintain.
Like, you ever heard of Radler where they take like beer and like cut it with like Sprite or something?
I have not heard of that.
It's something they do. I think it came out of like cycling culture or something. But I think it's called Radler. And you just you take like a lager, like a light beer, and you pour like soda in it basically. Not Coke, but like something clear.
It sounds kind of like cider.
Huh.
Yeah, something.
Have you ever had Dickens cider?
No.
It's really good.
Tell me about Dickens cider.
There you go. That's all you need to know.
Just get it?
Yeah, just get some Dickens cider.
Get it in my body?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't understand what just happened?
No, I don't. No. Oh, Dick inside her. Yeah, I got it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh, yeah.
I just plunge your ass off.
That was... Pun Wars 2015.
I was really, by the way, enjoying watching your face as it started to register what you were saying.
Guys, not the sharpest tool in the toolbox over here. I'm just telling you.
Not the dullest.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
you're very sweet.
A few duller.
That's why we keep doing this. Yeah. I just need my Nathan time every week. Oh.
Everyone's really nice today.
Yeah, this is...
I got called thin.
Not right.
You want to spend time with me?
Oh. I'm trying to
The dog was excited when I got home. This is a good day.
I'm trying to make up for earlier when I was like... when I said I carried last episode.
Well, it's not forgotten.
Okay. I brought you a gift again. I brought Nathan tonight a giant, foot-tall... Raphael Ninja Turtle Pez dispenser.
Which is the greatest thing I've ever seen, by the way.
Yeah, and it's yours forever.
How come there are not all of the Ninja Turtles here, though?
Because I'm not able to regift the other three because I didn't receive them.
Why didn't you get them?
I didn't ask
for
this one.
I like it.
Okay,
and,
good.
I need to hunt the others down.
Good. Well, you'll have a full collection.
There we go.
So are you a Pez fan or just a...
Oh, Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtle fan.
Yeah, well, I like Pez, too.
Yeah.
Sugar.
Pez
who doesn't like sugar?
Yeah, it's like it's got green flavor, blue flavor, red flavor. Yeah,
Yeah, I have.
They're all sort of the same flavor.
I took one to work and put purple flavor in it. And
what? Wait, huh?
I took a Pez dispenser to work.
Okay.
And put purple in it.
All purple?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did they
Purple
sell
flavor.
just all purple?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice.
You can get
And
a package just? Okay.
At the dollar store.
I'll suspend my
Check it
disbelief.
out.
Go
Is
ahead.
that like a poor man's roofie? Just like slip a purple Pez
Purple
into your
Pez.
I
wife's
was
drink while
enjoying-
she's at the gay bar tonight at the rave?
Is that in my drink? What is that?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Do you feel the sugar rush yet?
Yeah. We'll see what's going to happen.
Yeah,
Just keep this rolling. I don't care what happens to my body.
I took the Pez dispenser to work because I was really enjoying just walking up to people and just holding it out and going, Pez? No one else enjoyed it at all.
Yeah, I would be very confused by that.
I'd love it if you had a friend at work who was like Mento. Like
It's
Mento? Ring pop?
I tried it with gum too. No one likes that either.
Really?
No one at my office likes being offered free food.
It doesn't sound like they like anything then.
What I do when I have meetings is I'll go. We have like this big at the receptionist desk. We have like this huge thing of just candy, and I'll grab a handful of it and just put it on the table. Like I'm not gonna actually hand you.
Well,
the
no,
candy.
that's no fun though.
No, it is fun. Well, no, it's not fun. If
Yeah.
you're trying to be creepy.
I'm trying to.
All right, I get it though. I get
Jason's
it.
giving people a choice.
Right.
You're sort of forcing
I'm-
yourself
yeah.
on them.
They either have to accept the candy from
Yeah.
me or awkwardly go, no. It's
And that's usually what they do.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I would be like, I don't know what this guy has. I mean, if it's a Pez dispenser, you have no idea what's in there. It's not like it's not
It's
individually
not
wrapped.
wrapped.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
good point. Good point.
No, I have a couple people who will eat them.
It's like a razor blade and an apple, man.
Yeah.
You never.
It's
Which
like-
I tried that at work, and no one liked that either.
Right. It'd be like handing out an unwrapped condom. Like, here you go. You want this? Good luck.
Also, not a big fan of that.
Yeah.
People
Well-
in my office hate everything.
They do.
Candy,
They're no fun.
unwrapped
They're no
condoms,
fun.
it's
They're no
bad.
fun. How are the people at your office?
They're good. They're really, pretty much really cool hipsters. A lot of
thought
hipsters.
they would be.
Yeah. I think that the environment's really good. We do have too many meetings, which is kind of the case in the corporate world. Even though I don't even know I don't think we've had an initial public offering, but yeah, it's fun. You definitely can't just hand people candy because that's weird. We do have free lunch every other Friday, which is nice. The company,
Awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
company provides. We have
I'm reacting as if I don't already know these things.
Yeah.
I do know them. Yeah.
You're new
have-
to me,
Yeah.
We have
well,
a couple
you
of-
react.
so I'll react.
Yeah.
a couple of really cool characters.
Wow.
Yeah, like there's Sweaty Chef. Sweaty Chef is the guy that comes to like the free lunch Friday. He's the chef that serves it, and his backstory, which is completely made up, is that well, first off, he shows up kind of sweaty, and he brings
That
us,
would
like,
explain the name.
mediocre food. And what we think happens is that he goes to the mission and gets whatever is left over because he has a horrible, horrible drug problem.
Wow.
And so he's always sweaty because he's like looking for that next fix. So he shows up.
Okay.
Yeah, shows up at say that out loud. Shows up at where I work every other week, and
we'll do
This
back
We'll go on
masking
the
on that. It'll be good.
Yeah.
he shows
I'm
up.
gonna put a nice little like funny sound there. Pew.
Yeah. He shows up super sweaty after like sweating his ass off because he's looking for his next crack fix, and he was just at the mission stealing food, and like whatever we have is whatever the restaurant has left over. Like if we have a hot dog day, Sonic just threw away a bunch of fucking hot dogs. Like, and he was dumpster diving, and he got the hot dogs from Sonic and served those to us.
Oh,
Yeah, Sweaty Chef has a whole backstory, none of which is true.
Sweaty Chef probably would offer people some free candy too. He sounds like it.
He would offer it in his sweaty palm, I feel like. I have a
He
creepy
might, yeah.
story about a teacher.
True, cool. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
okay, good,
Yeah,
all right,
that's
good. Yeah, I had a... You
can share.
I will. I had an audio, video technology, I guess the class was called, teacher, just technology teacher. Nice enough
So
guy.
probably an old lady, right?
No, this was... Thank you for making me describe. This was a man. I think he may have experienced some... what are you... You're still fucking with your mic.
It keeps falling.
We need better equipment, guys. if you want to sponsor us, you can get to sushijackknife.com/please help, please help, please help.
We have a Tumblr.
We do have a Tumblr. Mention the Tumblr, please.
We have a Tumblr.
Tell people what is it?
sushijackknife.tumblr.com.
Thank you. I have to have things enumerated.
Right.
Yeah, very slow. So I had a teacher in high school.
Keep talking.
Technology.
Ignore
That's
this.
a horrible sound. And his name was, I guess I won't give his full name, but his last name was Parr.
Like parboiled?
Parr, like P-A-R-R. Parr.
Parr.
And his Parr, like that. He talked like that, Parr. And he's always sort of talking slowly, and I don't know what was wrong with him exactly, but I do know that he would often have chocolate in his pocket, wrapped up.
Sure.
And he would offer it to you. But, you ever have someone offer you candy that's like warm and melty?
Oh, yeah.
But this was warm and melty from his body heat.
Yeah, that's not great.
It's really strange.
Guess what I'm trying at my office now?
It's not working out.
You've got a little heater at your desk. I'm like,
Yeah, nobody wants food that's cooked from your body heat,
No.
especially food that's supposed to be cold.
right.
Yeah. Would you like this warm sushi that I've been cooking with my body heat? No, you don't want that. You really don't want that.
It's just been in my pocket for an hour. It's not that big a deal.
It's shit. What is that called? There's this thing that they cook in lime juice. You're gonna help me.
Ceviche?
Ceviche. This
Yeah.
is my armpit ceviche.
Nice. Yeah. This is my dessert ceviche. I've been cooking with my body. Would you like that? I'm just gonna pull it out of my back pocket.
It's a delicacy. I almost said ecstasy.
Not
It's
that.
not
No.
gonna give you ecstasy.
Although you
That's
could
what
probably
Nathan's
have
wife's having
ecstasy
right now.
ceviche.
Yeah. say that
Nathan's
again.
wife's having that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ecstasy. Yeah, just
It's
clubbing like
it's
a
a good old
boss.
time there.
You be today, I'll be the bee. It's
I can't.
no.
You can't
I don't
dance,
know
you
how.
can't sing.
How am I
Take
going to
yours.
be today?
Just be like,
Woo!
no, okay. This is not going
Paint.
anywhere. So that's what your wife is doing.
Yeah,
To
with-
tie it all back
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
Our wives, Jason's wife and my wife, who consequently have the same name, we're not going to tell you what that is. They were just in San Diego.
They were.
And I don't know what kind of texts you got, but I think they were intoxicated.
Yeah, I'm positive.
A
they
lot
were
of the
intoxicated.
time.
Yeah, and that's fine.
It's
I mean,
fine.
That's
It was
what I
great.
would be doing.
That's
if
what
I
you do
was
at a
in-
convention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way you get through a convention. Yeah.
Because it's so horrible.
It is horrible. And the convention was about social work, which could only be more boring
Yes.
if it was about like dirt and
Grain.
If it was a
dirt
convention,
and grain. That was a pretty good.
if it was a
description.
convention about social work conventions, that would be worse.
It probably was.
That would be the
It
worst.
really probably
It's a meta
was.
social work convention.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
No.
Well, it actually, I think that was kind of what it was.
Yeah.
Child, and they had to talk about the most horrible things all day, child abuse.
Yeah, but if you
know?
talk about it all the time, I don't get that it's going to be like this uber like emotional thing.
Yeah.
because you just get used to it.
It becomes like
it's
pizza
like if
toppings.
if your doctor is not surprised when someone comes in and they're like, I think I have high blood pressure or my dad's dying. They're like, oh, this is just what happens when I work.
Right.
People die.
Day to day.
Yeah.
Day to day. Not what happens when any of us work, but
Hopefully.
that's
No,
what happens when
that's
they
true.
work. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I think there's consequences for any person's job that you have to think about. Like,
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of shitty things that happen that are very serious at my job, but I don't consider it to be any more unusual than a social worker's job.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I like that perspective a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you can't think that people are extraordinary because they're fucking not. Every person's kind of the same. I mean, really, at the end of the day, the guy that works at the gas station, like selling penis pills and condoms, his job is equally shitty or equally as hard as anyone who went to college and works at,
It
as a
does.
social
I would
worker or
contend
works for a
it's
doctor.
harder.
It does kind of.
It could be, yeah. I mean, working at Subway or flipping fucking hamburgers at McDonald's is more difficult than being a social worker or being a doctor or being a lawyer. It's It's the perspective. Like they don't even have the time to think about how fucked up their life is.
Yeah.
I just got real serious.
That was
got
good. That's a real moment here.
Yeah.
Do I need to make a fart joke or something for?
Well, just let it happen. Let it happen. I'm waving at you again. I always wave at you.
Just let it happen.
Loose wrist.
Yeah, that's a weird way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like a podcast marionette right now. Doesn't make any sense.
There are no strings on me.
No one can see the marionette.
Avengers 2, guys, go see it. It's gonna be awesome.
We've got a marionette show and no one can see it. No one needs your hands.
I don't need hands to do this podcast.
Yep.
God damn it. I don't need these hands.
Quadriplegics, they have no excuse not to have a job. They can do podcasts.
There you go.
They can hit the record button with their nose, and then they're gone. They're going.
My company actually makes a stick that you put in your mouth that it has a stylus on the end of it that allows you to activate things on the iPad.
Nice.
So you can.
That's pretty awesome.
It's awesome, but it's also funny because we're talking about quadriplegics. So they could actually do a podcast. God.
I think we just gave you an idea to take back to work.
What?
You know,
marketing.
A specific
how to market that.
How to
market a podcast. Yeah.
2 quadriplegics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to start a podcast, but you can't move your arms?
Or you don't have them.
Great news.
Would you like to supplement your income with $6 a year? Then you should buy an iPad for $600 and this thing that also costs $50.
We also have really cool cases.
Yeah.
In any color you want.
Just in case you drop them. Oh, you won't because you don't have arms. You cannot pick them up.
Speaking of not being able to use your hands, because we speak of that often, have you guys ever heard of this movie Vibrations?
No.
No. Is that a porno?
Only volumes. Later volumes, but the original one, they took the concept later on and it was
fleshed it out a little bit, if you will. Fleshed it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Vibrations, not a porno. Though if it had been, I probably would have watched it by now. It's a story about a keyboard player. I think Christina Applegate is in this movie. It's on Netflix.
Oh, sold.
I saw this as a child and it horrified me. Christina Applegate is dating this musician keyboard player.
Okay.
He loses his hands in some sort of accident with a bulldozer.
I was going to say farm equipment. It's got to be farm equipment.
It's related. Yeah. So both of his hands are chopped off at the wrist. Doctors give him plastic moldable hands.
Oh.
And there's this horrible, just heartbreaking scene. This is so real. Heartbreaking scene of him like trying to hand a guy change at the convenience store. And he has to like push his fake fingers against the counter to like form it into like a cup to get to hand the money. It's horrible.
You know what makes that even worse?
What?
In real life, that person waiting for the change is just standing there going, what is taking him so long?
Because he hates his job too.
I have to get to the office.
So he loses his hands, and then...
So why didn't they just give him, like, cups for hands? It'd be easier if that's his job.
Or hooks or whatever.
Well, hooks would be horrible for giving change.
No. That's not his job. He's a customer.
Oh, okay.
He's a customer trying to pay for, like, a pack of cigarettes or something with rubber moldable hands.
Still, cups would be better.
It would be better. I agree. I totally agree. I don't know. This is the problem in this film.
All right.
I'm sure it doesn't
That
have
sounds like one of many problems in the film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For starters, let me tell you how it ends. He gets electronic hands that can program. You can program. He's a musician, remember, songs into his hands. And
like a Casio keyboard?
Yeah, but he can play. The fingers move animatronic, like a fucking Pirate of the Caribbean or something.
Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, that type of thing.
Luke Skywalker meets Casio keyboards.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it plays demos.
That's the dream right there.
Bossa Nova.
Do you remember the demo? There was like the Asian setting on the Casio keyboard, which was
what's the Asian setting?
Man, It's pretty racist.
That's great.
Yeah, the Japanese were making fun of them. I think it literally said Chinese, and I think isn't Casio a Japanese company?
I think so.
Sounds
I'm not
like
really sure about that.
It's just their way of making Americans think the Chinese are backwards because they hate them.
Yes, Japanese do hate the Chinese for sure.
So he can program these songs into his hands, and basically all that requires him to do is just sort of move up octaves on the keyboard, like positioning his hands where they should be, and he becomes, of course, an international superstar with his robo hands.
Where do I get these? I would cut off my hands if I could have those.
You get them in Star Wars Episode 1, I think, right? Or is it Episode 2?
I believe that would be.
Don't speak of that.
Oh, no?
He gets very angry.
I get angry.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me inside.
Oh, you don't like the wars?
Let's not get into it. Let's not get into it. Let's move past it.
No, you've brought it up.
Let's move past it.
You can't not talk about at least why you don't want to talk about it, and then we can move on.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course,
I'm basically treating you like my wife. Like we can't just not talk about this. You have to at least say something
for the sake of our relationship.
I need to go to sleep tonight. So
Jason, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Everybody treats me like their wife.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Justin is my podcasting wife.
You're definitely the husband in this. I have to say, I do all the work, and you just.
That's right.
You just
give me a mirror.
You just sit there and enjoy yourself.
Go do the dishes.
No, I loved. I've always been a sci-fi fan, and I loved Star Wars as a kid. And I had the tapes and everything, and I watched them over and over again. And I felt like this is not a new opinion. This is why I don't really care to share it. But I felt like the new ones were just horrible.
Yeah, of course.
That's it. That's really
everyone agrees with that.
Yeah,
that's not even a controversial.
Yeah,
opinion.
why
I know it's
why
not
are we scared to
controversial.
say that?
I don't know. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to rehash something that's so established.
There's probably like 2 people in the world that would hear that and go, "Wait, what?"
Yeah. I'm curious
Jar
about
Jar Binks, though.
I'm curious about the new one, though.
Yeah,
have you guys seen the preview for that?
Yeah.
It looks good.
We played that, and my wife was like, "Why? I don't understand this at all." But I had to explain that, like, I get a massive scientific boner when I hear like Darth Vader's voice or his breathing, and like, it looks awesome. But she was right. She was like, "I have no idea what that's about." I was like, You're absolutely that makes no sense. What we just watched.
It's very
it is just porn for Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed reading what all the nerds were like. They were trying to figure out what the plot of the movie was based off of that.
And there's nothing.
They're going, maybe that guy's the main character.
There's nothing to grab onto from
I don't
that.
know.
It's just a bunch of disparate scenes.
Yeah.
You know, there's a droid popping up in the desert.
There are people in the movie. We've learned that.
There's a helmetless stormtrooper, which I'm intrigued by, actually. That is intriguing because you never see them without a helmet on.
Right, yeah. It did show off, it just showed off, like, I guess J.J. Abrams, right?
Yeah.
It just showed off the fact that he was not doing a bunch of, CGI.
Yeah,
it was just, like, the pretty parts of the movie.
Right. Yeah. Though the other thing that he always gets canned for is like lens flare. Have you heard this? Like in all of his movies, he uses lens flare, which is like the light, almost like a starlight or sunlight hitting the lens and going blur. And it totally happens with the Millennium Falcon when it swoops up and it comes back down. But
that's fine.
That scene was badass though, so who cares? Yeah, it's totally fine. It's just
he does do that in every movie. I hadn't thought about it.
You hadn't thought about this?
No.
He did the recent Star Treks. And he did that a lot.
I like lens flare. I don't care.
That's fine. It doesn't bother me.
He can do it.
I think people, no offense, but I think people take it too seriously.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah,
very much. It's just entertainment. I mean,
it is entertainment. Yeah.
And
it's also, as movies go, it's good to it's easier to do art for art's sake. Let's see if I can get this across.
Okay.
With music and painting.
Okay. Yeah.
But when you're doing movies, it's way harder to do art for art's sake because you're going to have to. People are going to be bored,
right?
If you do art for art's sake on movies,
you're not going to make any money if you.
Yeah. You won't, and you might win an award, but it won't be a blockbuster. People want to see things getting blown up.
It's rarely,
I want to see that.
I do too. It's rarely the case that they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
It does occasionally happen, but it's rarely the case that they go hand in hand.
It's rare.
Yeah. I've been watching because of another podcast, I've been watching James Bond movies a lot, and they're so fun. But you have to not care how bad they are sometimes.
Yeah,
some of them are certifiably good. Like From Russia with Love is actually a really, really good movie. And it's kind of artistic and everything too, but like some of them like are just so campy.
There's not a lot of art for art's sake in a lot of those.
Right. It's definitely like 70-30 or 80-20, something like that.
70-30 is way too generous. 98-2.
But yeah, I'm excited about new Star Wars. I mean, even the like Claymore fucking lightsaber thing, I'm like, I'm so in. I'm already there,
Yep. I was always a Star Trek fan. Member of the Star Trek fan club when I was younger.
Oh, wow.
I wasn't, but I love that you were.
Yeah. I was. I had posters up on my wall. One of my posters covered up a hole that I kicked in my wall I didn't tell my dad about for a long time.
You were probably a Next Generation kid then, right?
I was, yeah. Yep, had a huge hard on for Dr. Crusher. Actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I could see that.
I like that. But then I kind of, my balls dropped and I realized that I don't like redheads. Because I'm a redhead, and I was just like, "This is weird."
I've never realized
I'm like
that
fucking
you have
myself.
red hair.
Yeah,
I never realized that you have red hair.
You've never seen me. That's interesting. Because I have red hair.
I've never seen you for what you are. I love redheads. I could.
Yeah.
Sorry, wife.
Redheads are nice.
They are. I do. I don't know.
I just don't dig them. Probably because I have red hair and my sister has red hair. And it's just,
there you go.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it just gets weird.
Yeah. See, I don't like tall. My mom was always very like body conscious, and she was always like, I got a lot of flack for my mom being quote unquote hot. I don't know that she was because she's my mother, but other people.
I'm sure she was banging.
Others would say that you're right. So So I've never been into tall, thin women because that's what my mom is. Blonde. Yeah. Never been into blondes really because of that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Nathan,
no preference.
No preference for women or men. Just whatever.
Anything.
It all goes. Yeah. If he could fuck this Pez dispenser, he would.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is Raphael.
I mean, if you pull his head up, he's got quite an opening in there. I mean, that's
as long as you're
very narrow.
Yeah, as long as you're wide and narrow.
As your penis doesn't look like that.
No,
it's more like fit in the Pez dispenser.
Mine's more like a tuna can. It's not quite like that.
It's more flat and round.
It's just girthy and short. Yeah.
If you open the tuna can that is your dick, what's inside?
Yeah, it's been a while since I've opened the can, but I'm sure it's not far from sardines. It probably smells weird and it's discolored.
See, I have pickled herring inside my dick.
Nice.
Yeah.
Emphasis on hair, probably.
No.
You're not
I wasn't trying to be punny there, but thank you for helping me with that.
We'll let you have
You got me there, yeah.
Now we've all had puns.
Yeah. When I was a kid, it was Velcro inside, so you could park the waters, so to speak. And and if you needed to stick it to the side of your leg, you could, and you put it back together. This is as deep as we've gotten on an episode.
Into one subject?
Yeah. It's all.
I mean, I could go.
Let's go far.
I was about to say I can go all night on boners, but I could go all night talking about boners. The talking is the key word there. You gotta add the talking.
I could go all night on boners. You guys just let that happen. You didn't.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to figure out what my dog is doing.
She could go all night on boners.
She's just.
I thought her name was Charlie.
She's a girl.
It is.
Okay, with an I.
Sure.
She's
no E.
I don't.
She's androgynous.
I never have to spell her name, so
yeah.
I'm going to say with an I.
Yeah. I think that's the.
I don't think I've ever written her name.
Charlie.
Yeah.
You don't know if it's a Y or an I or anything.
Well,
or an E on
Y.
the end.
Is there a Y?
Okay. So, being within the country music world, there's only one CHARLEY, and that's Charlie Pride.
Okay.
Yeah. Who was the first African American country star?
What about like Charlie Daniels? How's that spelled?
I think is
that an IE?
Yeah, I think it's an IE. Charlie Pride is literally the only one you need to know of that ends with a Y.
Charlie Pride's the black country singer,
country singer.
Yeah, African American, I should say.
Yeah, predating Darius Rucker.
Yeah.
Before Hootie, decided to polish up those cowboy boots.
What was the rapper, the black country rapper's name?
Oh God, I'm so glad I don't know.
Yeah,
There's a country rapper.
And Andy's black, which makes no sense.
I don't know who that is.
I mean, the rap part,
right? That makes sense.
There is country rap. I know that, but it's
that's just country talk, right?
that's just country talk.
Country talk.
Every time I hear it, I just want to kill myself. But otherwise,
Yeah, like even Taylor Swift when she does that like breakdown in the "Shake It Off" song.
I just heard that the other day.
She just trademarked her little rap section.
Really?
Yeah, so you can't say this sick beat because she trademarked this sick beat.
Taylor, I got something for you right now. If you ever hear this, this sick beat.
Oh, I'm not messing with
beat. None of you guys are gonna fuck with.
No, you're on your own.
Jason will do it. Nathan is scared.
I don't care.
Man, I'm legal action. I'm not messing with that.
But I thought you didn't care.
I care about that.
I got bills, yo.
Man.
I got bills.
I mean, T Swift, she has the lawyers.
She don't fuck around.
Just out the wazoo.
No.
30, 40 lawyers.
I like that song. I saw the video though, and I was like, "What is going?" It looked like a Gap commercial for a lot of it.
It does, yeah.
And then it looked like, "Why does this exist?" That was the other thing it looked like. Yeah,
it's a fun pop song.
it is. It's a very fun pop song. Yeah, and I'm fine with pop for pop's sake, as long as it knows, as long as it's self-aware.
It's Star Wars of music.
That's it.
No offense.
That's it. It's entertainment.
Actually, I think that Star Wars is like high dollar, high class pop music.
Absolutely.
Of movies. Yeah.
It's Prince.
It's Prince.
There we go.
Yeah. I mean, there's like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a worse artist that I can compare movies to.
Well, who would be the Miley Cyrus of movies?
Yeah, there we go. That's more like it.
The Miley Cyrus of movies would be
the Transformers.
Definitely.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Transformers
Except
is the
for
Miley Cyrus of movies.
Not as good and not as hot, but yeah. Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Less exciting.
I don't get raging boners from listening to Miley Cyrus, but I do from watching Transformers. But that's probably just because I'm a dude.
Yeah, I think so.
And robots give me hard-ons.
Yeah. There are no girl robots.
That would be a great.
There are in the Jetsons.
Are there? Oh,
There's lots of girl robots.
In the Jetsons, it's just
there's the maid.
Yeah.
The maid is the only
Rosie.
girl.
Rosie the maid.
Yeah.
Rosie is
she's a lady.
She's a lady, no doubt, but
she's a proper lady.
Well,
she's a little thick.
She's thick, and she's got to be like 60.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a robot.
Well,
I don't care how old they are.
But she's styled as if she's
styled as if.
You guys don't have a problem with this?
No.
Okay, all right.
No.
Why would I have a problem with that? If I were
if I'm gonna fuck a robot, I want to fuck a.
Well, she's the maid robot.
Yeah,
she's there for cleaning.
Yeah.
She's specifically designed to be cleaning.
We're not gonna have sex with Rosie.
I'm not planning on it.
Did I just bring this up and didn't mean to?
I would totally have sex.
I was gonna say you would.
Yeah. I think so. I mean, just because she's a robot. No, I mean, you get to program her.
Yeah.
She's just and also she's not like creepy, like super attractive, like this Japanese awesome looking robot. It's just
that's
Rosie,
a murder
like
robot.
Rosie.
You gotta watch those.
But I know,
yeah.
because Rosie would like be thankful that you're having sex with her. But like the super hot like Japanese,
she would
like
be
amazing
grateful.
ones, they'll just like cry at night if you can cry if you're a robot.
Rosie's not the worst looking robot.
No, she's all right.
She's got back.
Doesn't she have lipstick? She's got lipstick on.
I can't recall.
She tries.
I wasn't a huge Jetsons fan.
You know, it was on.
Which is probably why I'm okay with having sex with Rosie.
See, I probably watched more than both you guys. I remember watching the Flintstones and the Flintstones Meet the Jetsons or Jetsons.
Oh, I watched that.
Did you watch that?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty sure
over and over again.
I didn't.
Well, no, not over and over.
No, I had things to do. I had to go to school, and
it was like that. And Brave
you were
Little
like
Toaster
4 years old when that happened, so you probably had a lot of time on your hands. But I was like in.
I was watching
grade.
a lot of TV.
He still watches it. Just
a lot of TV
over and
over.
Shit. Did you say the Brave Little Toaster?
Oh, don't you love the Brave Little Toaster?
I never watched all of the Brave Little Toaster.
Like, did you fall asleep every time?
No, I just didn't care.
It's great.
I watched
great. It's
one time.
affirming.
As a child, I'm watching it going, this is about
Well,
Toaster.
that would have been your era, right? I mean, that would have been...
I don't know. It wasn't. No, I watched it. My wife was like, "We got to watch this on VHS."
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we had it on VHS, and I watched it with her one night. And I was just like, "Yeah, that's an okay thing to watch if you're 4 years old."
That exists.
We over the holidays, my mom was like, "We should pop in all these because we have all these old VHS," and she bought a VHS DVD combo thing, which is I want that back in my life.
You don't need that in your life.
I
man.
want it in my life.
We have one. Bring some VHS over.
I would love to do that.
Oh man!
If you have the internet, you got VHS pretty much. That's what I'm saying. There's no need to bring tape.
That's true. I guess that's true. I like tape though.
I like tape for certain reasons, but not for watching video.
It's so warm though.
It's warm, and it's also very like audio up and down. About
that's true. It warbles.
Yeah, it warbles a lot.
I'm waiting for when it comes back in vogue though, because you know it will.
It will happen eventually.
Cassettes are back in vogue.
Are they really? They do sound okay.
A little bit.
Amongst the hipster crowd.
Yeah.
Cassettes are very
I bought an
popular.
album on cassette a couple years ago.
They-
New album.
They sound pretty good.
They're okay.
As long as the motors and the speed is okay, then they sound really good.
It's totally dependent on the player. Like it has to be.
Yeah.
You know what
I mean?
this means, though.
Players got to play. Man.
Players gotta play.
You're going to start having those people who are just very purist about their players and very loyal and want to discuss, well, I changed out the heads on this player to blah, blah, blah.
God.
You know, like the people with the record players that drive you nuts.
Yeah. Oh, those people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to talk about their wires that they got for their speakers for 30 minutes.
So I don't think
I think I'm that guy.
Yeah,
actually.
I don't think there's any science behind that stuff. Like the record player science.
Coming back into vogue, you mean? Or
No, I mean like
actually
sounding better.
Oh, it's all bullshit because records, you have to manipulate the fuck out of audio to get it on a record. Like you can't have too much bass or the needle will literally like jump out of the groove and stuff. So it's not like CD is the most, unless you're buying like uncompressed audio files online or something, like CD is still the most representative scientifically thing that you can buy. You know what I mean?
I think 2496 is as good as humans can hear.
Yeah.
And you can't get that on a record.
No, God, no. It's not even near that. It doesn't touch it. But I think, but people, I think it's just in
it's perception.
It's perception, you know, and it forces you to listen differently because you have to sit down and you can't take a record and pop it in your car.
No.
You know what I mean? Like you have to be in your house, like hanging out.
I feel like it's like faith-based listening to music.
It is.
It's like, I can't prove it.
Yeah.
It's probably bullshit.
It is bullshit.
But at the same time, it makes me feel good about myself.
Yeah.
So I'm going to believe that this record sounds great.
And I'm saying this as someone who likes records. I just like the whole experience of it, and I do like
They smell good.
I do like the way they sound. I mean,
I'm there with you.
Yeah, and you're a big collector.
Records.
You're a big collector. Yeah.
Well, you're
a
an
collector.
average size collector. I don't know about big, but I mean, there are some.
So modest.
You know, there are some that are were recorded in mono.
Yeah.
That you can get the digitally remastered crap on iTunes.
Oh yeah.
I don't want that though.
And you can get the
I want
mastered,
the original recording.
You can get the mastered for iTunes, which is totally bizarre to me.
No.
It's
no good.
Because they have a certain like bit rate and whatever and they master to that. Which makes sense if you're buying your music there, you know what I mean? And you're gonna be listening primarily on your device. But otherwise it doesn't really make sense.
Apple.
I mean, as you go from like studio to it like the best you'll ever hear it is like the day it's done. You know what I mean? Like if you're in like a mastering room where like the acoustics are all right and shit, like that's the best it's ever gonna sound. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And after that, it's all downhill. You know, not that everyone can go to a mastering room and listen to. You know what I mean?
Well,
what you're saying is everyone should only listen to music in mastering rooms,
right? It should be a very quiet planet,
right?
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that a lot of those rooms they're remastering in a mastering room. You know, they're taking the original recordings and
yeah. I'm just saying like it's even something new. You know what I mean? Like everything is less than that. You know what I mean? Like it's always, you know what I mean? It's always an impression of what it was, you know, from there on out, unless you're like listening to it in this great environment, like as it's being finished. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
While we're talking about music, by the way.
Yeah.
I have a correction / apology.
Yeah, you felt really bad about this week.
I felt ridiculous about this. So last week, and you don't know about this because you weren't given the podcast
I don't know
ahead
about
of time,
anything,
so you don't know anything.
Anything previous to today.
But
what can I do to pay for my sins? I mean,
I'll drop it eventually.
I have enough baggage to carry around. You bastard. We do this to feel good.
Well, I'm about to tear myself apart, if that makes you feel better.
It does.
Yeah. So we got started talking about music last episode, and I mentioned Bob Dylan and an album that was not popular.
Yes.
Very unpopular originally when it came out. And I repeatedly, for some reason, called this album the Faces album.
Right.
Which it's self-portrait. And I don't...
Yeah.
As I was listening to this at work, the first time I said it, I quietly at my desk went, no! No!
You kept
and
calling
then
it.
I said it again. And I'm like, what? No, that's not a... There's a Post-it somewhere at my desk that I wrote to remind me of this. Faces isn't a thing. Don't do that anymore.
Faces was the band Rod Stewart was in before he went solo.
So, if Bob Dylan ever listens to this podcast, which I'm sure he will,
he's nearly dead. Like, he is so close to being dead.
Bob will live forever.
Him and Bowie. Both are sad.
Yeah. They probably gave each other syphilis, but
I think
at some point.
I wonder who all David Bowie's fucked.
Mick Jagger.
He did fuck Mick Jagger.
My mom probably. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah. That's why.
My mom used to be hot.
You look strikingly like David Bowie.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I don't have the hunger for dicks like he did. But,
only when he was on coke.
Yeah,
I mean,
only when he was doing normal things.
He who has not cast the first stone, you know. That's one of the side effects of cocaine is it makes you hungry.
Yeah.
Starving.
Cock hungry.
You were saying.
Anyway, Bob, if you're listening to this, Robert, I'm sorry. Also, self-portrait's still not good. Like, it's still terrible. It's really bad. I have it. I've listened to it. Did not care for it.
You know where I failed in this endeavor.
You didn't correct me?
I didn't correct you, and I think I knew. I sort of knew that it was self-portrait.
I knew.
Yeah.
I mean, I have it.
You do.
On vinyl, probably.
I do.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I buy it in a record store, used, because I'm not going to pay more than $2 for that album. It's not good.
Yeah, there's plenty of them out there.
It's long too, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's like a lot.
I think it's a double.
It is a double. Yeah, it's a double.
I think it's 65 minutes.
Don't start saying things you're not sure of again.
I said I think.
Okay, caveat.
Prefaced.
Caveat.
Anyway.
What you just did is the most anyone ever does with this show. They just go...
That's it. That's all we're hoping for. It's just one chuckle.
If the laugh-o-meter twitches a little, that's all we need.
Just that's all. A little snicker.
Right.
So I have a relationship to Bob Dylan, sort of, I guess. One of my good friends plays guitar for the Wallflowers.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's tight with Jacob.
Yeah. He says Jacob is one of the greatest people ever. He's like super nice and not infatuated with his own fame.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Although he's not really... I guess he's not really famous anymore, but to our generation,
absolutely.
He's super, super amazing.
His solo stuff is really good too.
We saw him like the one fucking concert we went to when we lived close to downtown. We just kind of went to Exit In one night and he was playing, and it was really great.
Mm-hmm.
I saw him live at the Green, and your wife was there. I don't know if you were there.
I think I wasn't at that one. Yeah.
Yep.
He is good though.
Yeah.
Super good. Yeah.
It's funny.
Really attractive.
Very. Stunning.
Easily man crushable for a man.
Yeah.
It's those eyes. I think my wife and I have joked that she was like, I'm going to leave you for Jacob Dylan. And I'm like, that's okay as long as you take pictures.
Yeah.
I just want to see pictures because he is hot. And also give me some money.
Yeah. Indecent proposal.
Yeah, exactly.
We've all had this conversation, right? Like, who are your freebies?
Yeah,
We've all had that conversation.
Jacob Dylan. But that's weird is that it's up for grabs. Like, that actually could happen.
Yeah.
It's some weird, like, there's a connection now.
Yeah, it's not so far away.
And I think that I'd be into it. I think she would too.
Yeah.
I think she'd be like, yeah, I'll do that.
Just Jacob, if you're listening.
We're addressing the whole Dylan family.
We've got someone for you to meet.
Yeah. If you're ever hanging out at a bear bar, watching football.
Do we have any other Dylans we'd like to address while we're on the subject?
Dylan Thomas?
Anything specific?
No, just thanks for all the poems.
Hey, thanks, Dylan.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Good stuff.
Yeah. I'm out of Dylans.
I don't know any other Dylan. Do you know any other Dylans?
I know a couple of Dylans, but they're just like normal people.
Well, do you want to say anything to the normal Dylans?
Dylan, that I used to work with a guy named Dylan, and he was really good at philosophy. He was really smart.
Yeah.
But he also would throw out things that I like, references that I don't know if he was trying to impress me or if he thought that I would actually know it, and I had no idea what he
One
was
of
talking
those
about.
people.
So I think he was being genuine and being honest, like, oh, yeah, I think that you know about this stuff because I was a philosophy minor in college, and we went to the same college. And I had no clue. I was just like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
So that Dylan.
That Dylan, yeah.
Is there a secondary Dylan?
Backup Dylan?
I don't think there's a backup, secondary, or third string Dylan.
Okay. All right.
I don't really like Bob Dylan. Is that wrong?
As a person or
No.
musically?
That's okay.
Yeah, I think it's not
No judgment
music.
here.
It's lyrically.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of how he writes songs.
You should be.
I know that he is perceived to be an amazing songwriter, and I know that he probably is. It's just not my.
Well, this
not my
was
thing.
another thing we discussed also that you're not privy to.
Guys, this is the throwback episode. And we haven't done any ads yet, so we have to get the ads.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Mostly, it's just he wrote so many songs.
Yeah.
So many.
So many. With so many verses.
Yeah. And
It's easy to find poetry when you're writing so many. So when you're so prolific, it's easy to have 2 or 3 lines that mean something to someone.
And
I like that.
there are a lot that just really aren't great.
He definitely had an. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
There's the Titanic song on his new album.
Right. We talked about.
Was it literally about Titanic?
Yeah, no, it's about the Titanic.
Oh my!
But it's like 12 minutes.
Not the film adaptation, but the.
He mentions.
He should have quit a long time ago.
Wouldn't it be great if he wrote a song not about the actual event of the Titanic sinking, but about the James Cameron film?
Just about him going to see the James Cameron.
I didn't know this would be so long.
I sat down with my popcorn.
I prefer like Tom Petty has written tight songs,
Yeah.
very good songs, and he quit while he was ahead. Like
There you go.
You know,
Totally
he just quit doing it, and I'm just gonna go out and play these songs because I'm old now and I don't have any more song fodder. Like
It's not the same.
I'm done fucking a bunch of young girls.
My
I'm
life
done
is
doing
easy.
a bunch of drugs.
Yeah.
My life's easy. There's nothing hard now. So literally, my cock's not hard. So I can't write songs about having sex with girls anymore.
Guys,
So-
I don't know if you know this, but prerequisite to writing songs is all that he just said.
An erection.
Yeah, an erection.
Erection.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the best
I
song
couldn't think of
fodder.
a word
if you're
for it. Yeah.
if you're flaccid, you cannot write a song.
Yep.
I don't know if that's true.
I haven't written songs in years.
I can only write one about once a week. No, I get that. I mean, I do like some of his stuff, but I definitely recognize that he had a good period and then much less good periods.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm with you too. Like with the Tom Petty thing, like I just appreciated a song that's so. I'm looking at neither of you right now. I'm looking at the faucet.
I noticed that.
Blank stare on my face.
Yeah.
I appreciate a song that just has like a great hook and definitely has to have some meaning and stuff too, but like is great to listen to. It's kind of that same balance with like a great Hollywood type movie, you know, something that's exciting but also has some substance, you know?
Yeah.
And let's be honest, none of them are as good as like Boy George and the Culture Club.
Oh, well,
No.
we all know that.
No.
Right?
You know, I'm talking about Bob Dylan.
I'm sure your wife's jamming out right now to that.
I'm sure.
Oh,
They're just playing "Do You Really Want to Hurt Me" on a loop
with
while
a
they
big
throw
beat
paint
underneath
Yep.
it. Yeah.
Just passing out Molly, jamming his
Do you
out.
really want to hurt me? And the answer is yes.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
That is exactly what I would like
wanna
to
hurt
do.
you with
Here's 6 roofies. Let's go hurt. Let's do some pain.
Do you have your Spider-Man outfit? No, I got stuck on songs called Forever Young, and of course there's the Bob Dylan Forever Young. There's the Rod Stewart,
Right.
who we've mentioned twice in this episode, which is very strange.
Man,
That's the most Rod Stewart's been mentioned in years by anybody.
You know what I'm talking about though?
Yeah.
His version, I can't remember how it goes now, but
I know what
that's
song.
Forever Young. And then there's this 80s Forever Young by the band with the greatest name ever, Alphaville.
It's pretty solid.
And he goes, Forever Young, I want to be forever. You know the song?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that Rod Stewart's Forever Young was in the 80s too.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wasn't it for a movie? Wasn't it for like
Mid 80s, late 80s?
mid 80s? It was that's weird that they both had those in the same decade.
I sense infringement.
I do too. I do too.
But who infringed on who?
I don't know. Rod Stewart's history is not very good with he only has like his famous songs are all covers pretty much.
That's very true. Yeah.
By
Did
the
he
way-
write Maggie May? Or is that a cover?
I don't know if he wrote that.
Okay.
That was his first big single though, wasn't
Yeah. Yeah, I
Guys,
think
you're,
so.
You're giving me way too much to Wikipedia right now.
Okay, tell us what you found.
I'm working on it.
Oh, is it loading?
I
you know
really
how my
like
phone
the
works.
it's mandolin or dulcimer on Maggie May.
Yeah, it sounds
that's nice.
great. Sounds
Yeah.
really good.
That's probably the only Rod Stewart song that's worth a shit.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
The sexy thing, whatever that thing is, that doesn't
no,
ever
that's
need
not
to
so
be
good.
played again.
All right, so Alphaville,
Yeah,
1984 is when their song
the
came
year
out.
I graced the earth with my presence.
And I will say that was in, I feel like every movie, every
Yeah.
movie soundtrack from like 1985 till 1990, 1991. I just heard it a lot in old movies. Rod Stewart, 88.
Wow, so he's copying them.
Nice.
Alphaville got him.
Wow.
Or he's just talking about his life because he's getting old.
Yeah. Well, his goes.
In '88, he's kind of. I mean, he's old now.
I love
for sure,
I love the way his picks up though. It's like,
Forever young, forever. I think my Rod Stewart impression's much better than yours.
it's
By the way-
I'm not trying at all.
On
Forever young.
That's really good.
in the vein of copyright infringement,
Yeah.
the structure of the lyrics in this song is very similar to a Bob Dylan song of the same title.
You ain't kidding.
When this was realized, the song was then sent to Dylan out of respect, asking whether he had a problem with it, and Bob Dylan wanted to kill him. He doesn't say that.
Is that a direct quote
No,
from Wikipedia?
Bob
But
Dylan
he gets
was
a
like,
share of the royalties of that song.
Because it does say that same thing, like, may God bless and keep you always. It has something like that in the Rod Stewart version.
Yeah.
Well, it's easy when you've written 16 million songs and they contain all of the words in English language.
Right.
Right,
It's
right.
pretty much easy to claim that something.
He can claim copyright infringement on everything.
I'm pretty sure he can.
Everything.
Yeah. Basically, he's like the pop hymnal. Like
Yeah, he is, absolutely.
There's 1,000 pages of bullshit.
I'm
and
pretty
there's
sure
about
I
50
had that chord progression in 1972.
There's about 1,000 pages of bullshit and then like 10 good songs.
Isn't the greatest thing ever, though, Jimi Hendrix song on the Watchtower, which is a Dylan song? Isn't that the greatest thing ever?
It's
great.
so good that when he plays it live now,
It's
he
very
turns it into the
disappointing.
Hendrix.
Oh, really? He
version.
plays it like that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And both times I've seen him, that's what happened. Is it's very, very raucous.
Does he like pull his teeth out and play on the guitar?
No, he
that,
doesn't
like
play
as a
guitar.
slide?
He can't play guitar
I know.
anymore.
It was just a
but
reference to his age.
He can't play guitar anymore?
I assume not.
He just doesn't?
We've seen him
I think
twice. He
his-
played one song out of both of those sets, and then played organ.
His hands will
rest of the
shatter
time.
if he
Yeah.
plays guitar.
He should
They will
just get
break
vibrations
upon the
hands.
strings.
You should
Yeah.
get vibrations hands.
They should.
It's-
Luke Skywalker, Bob Dylan.
Yes.
Oh man, that'd be great.
well, we've tied it all back together,
There we go.
and it's in a pretty, pretty bow. And it's all the colors of the myriad rainbow that is
I mean, it's a couple colors.
David Bowie.
David Bowie.
Rainbowy?
Rainbowy.
I don't know.
color party, rainbowy, where Tanae is right now.
Paint party.
Paint party. I'm sorry, not
Call it
color.
the right thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's the same.
Respect the party.
Respect the party. Tanae is often on these episodes, by the way, just sort of talking in the background.
Yeah.
We have to like put the mic in front of her and like you hear.
We have to coerce her to come to the mic instead of just yelling at the table. That's not right. No.
She's always correcting me too. She's like, "You said the wrong thing," and I'm like,
"You were talking about this a minute ago." Yeah.
Now closes another chapter
of Sushi Jackknife.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Tumblr
having me.
page.
Oh, it's so fun to have you. Thank you for coming. I hope you come
I
again.
forgot he was here.
Yeah, I did too.
Oh yeah. We haven't plugged anything this time. Do you have any outlets
projects?
on the interwebs or anything you want to talk about?
No, I don't really. I'm a person, normal guy.
Great. That'll give us a lot more chances.
All right, so look up normal people on the internet.
That's right.
SushiJackknife.tumblr.com.
Currently, there is nothing on there. I think I finally changed the name of it.
It's kind of like the content and subject of our current podcast.
Right.
But by the time someone hears this, theoretically there will be at least one thing up.
It would be great to see how many followers we could get with no content on it. But I don't think anything should come of that. Yeah.
Should I start trying to get followers? Just messaging people all the time?
I think so. Okay. That's how we're going to build our audience. It's got to be grassroots.
Also, we follow 5 blogs. I told you this earlier.
Yeah.
4 of which are food related.
What are the other ones?
Well, there's Huffington Post. That's not food related.
Okay.
There's one all about meat. There's one about the LBGT food truck festival traveling city to city.
That is so specific.
I don't know if it's a food truck festival specifically for LBGT people,
is that just
or if the food trucks are LBGT themselves.
Is that like a taco truck and sausage truck?
That's
kind
all.
of
Kind
of thing.
But you can put like 2 taco trucks next to each other.
Or 2 sausage.
Just scissor them together.
Yeah. Or you can have a sausage truck that turns into a taco truck, or a taco truck that turns into a sausage truck. Yeah. They're all just seeing enemies as far as I'm concerned.
They're seeing enemies.
They're seeing enemies.
And then the other ones are just other food.
Okay.
Other food.
And our email.
Yeah.
Our email is sushijackknife@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing in the inbox.
No.
I hope so.
Well, no, there is.
What is there?
The confirm for the Tumblr.
Oh, right.
So
progress is progress, people.
Yeah. So we've gotten 1 email. We have no post on our Tumblr. It's going well. It's going well.
Well, until next time.
Sushi Jackknife.